Good morning. Good morning. Good morning once again. It's morning. It's definitely morning. Last time I checked, and May 13th, y'all. May 13th, and moving on through the month. And good morning, Chicago. Good morning, Ghana. Good morning, UK folks. Good morning, my folks in good old Canada. You know, the French, lovely French folks out there. And just wanted to say hello and just opening up the morning, establishing authority, and setting the day with intention. So I like to do that every morning, and I appreciate you guys joining me. And we're gonna get into the news that was while you were asleep that happened, and some of it you were still awake, and you would wish you were asleep, but we're gonna go through it, okay? All right. Thank you for joining, and for those who haven't joined, it's your first time joining in Amir Shakur Speaks Morning Show. I'd like to say, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share, and we definitely welcome you. We welcome you with open arms, and just got a lot going on. Episode is now focusing on the news, FOIA reports, civic engagement, and just welcome to Amir Shakur Speaks. We're on the front lines of transparency and sponsored by ASN News. And from the local townships to the international stage, anything that impacts your community, affects your community, you're listening to that broadcast that's built on the facts, the integrity, and the courage to ask the questions where others won't, right? Let's get into the headlines while we're speaking. And we're looking for the best outcome. Some of this is quite interesting. Some of it you've heard before. So I'm going to start off today's broadcast. And again, if you haven't, please go into the chat. Go into the YouTube page and get on our chat room with our VIPs. They're hard at it. What's up, VIPs? They're here, and we want to like, subscribe, and share. You see that? They're already doing my job for me. I told them stop doing my job for me, but there it is, and they're hard at work doing their thing. Good morning, Canada, UK, and all of the viewers around the world. Welcome us in the morning. Welcome you. Welcome and hello. And you are rocking with the sharpest mind in the morning. That's me. And if there's anyone sharper, then let me know. And what's up? What's up? Hey, listen. It's all good. It's all good. So back to the real deal. So if you're just joining us for the first time, we're broadcasting from the ABS studio Chicago, powered by Amir Shakur Speaks News, and redefining what it means to lead in your community. No scripts, no filters, just the uncut truth. I'm gonna start off today with hold on one second. Had to clear my throat. The biggest loser of the week. Biggest loser of the week. Who do you think that is? Come on, take a guess, VIPs. I know you know. I'm going to wait for you to take a guess. The biggest loser of the week. We never start off the segment with it, but we're going to start off with the news. The biggest loser of the week. I'll wait. Going once, going twice. Why would you cheat it? You cheated. You take the prize. Okay. So we're starting off the news with choking up again. I'm sorry. Oh my God. This guy is something else. So we're starting off the news with Mr. Trump, and he's at his old annex again. And let's go ahead and check him out. He is the biggest loser of the week, by the way. Biggest loser. And like you said, the president. Guess what? So basically, Mr. Trump has unveiled a 15-foot gold statue of himself in Miami, Florida. And this one is it's just the brink of chaos continued, right? The brink of chaos continued. This geopolitical, I mean, I'm taking it straight out of like the monster movies, or maybe King Solomon or something like that. This guy just doesn't stop, and a massive 22-foot gold statue of himself, nicknamed Don Colossus, was permanently installed at the Trump National Golf Course in Miami, Florida, dedicated ribbon cutting, including evangelistic pastors, Mark Burns, and some more folks out there, praying over the statue, depicting Trump's triumphant thrusting into the air, and a pose modeled after his first reaction to the July 2024 assassination with the power fist in the sky. And the facts is Don Colossus is what he's calling this statue, and it's a 15-foot tall bronze gold statue on top of a 7-foot pedestal, cast entirely in bronze and finished with a thick layer of gold leaf. And the sculptor, is Alan Control out of I believe this person's out of Ohio. But anyway, this thing cost $450,000, and it was paid for by a cryptocurrency investor group. And they're called the Patriot, and basically this is it's the moment where you're not even we're past realizing that Mr. Trump is we're really in trouble, and there's no two ways about it. So I think we do have some news about this colossal catastrophe. Let's see if we can pull that up. And while we're pulling that up, did I say, come on, like, subscribe, and share, and join these great VIPs in the VIP room. But let's pull up the segment from MSNBC, which MSNBC Now, and got a little bit to say about it. I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to let them do their thing.
Trump relaunched his Rose Garden Club. This is a very serious sentence. This is where he pretends the White House is one of his hotel properties. The president spent several minutes ranting and rambling to his guests all about his vanity projects. Take a listen.
This used to be grass, and took a little heat from my wife. She said, darling, what did you do with my grass? I said, people got tired of standing in mud. We're going to get a gorgeous stone, which we did. And we're going to put this up here. I don't know if you got to see it. It's just completed with the granite, the black granite. We'll be opening up the reflective pond. It's called the reflective pond. It's going to be beautiful, beautiful color. I picked American flag. See the blue? I picked American flag. It was called American Flag Blue. We're building a ballroom in the back, which will be, I think, the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world. You'll never see anything like it.
Beef is now 16%.
Hold on. As a native Washingtonian, I'm sorry. Reflective pond? What planet are you from? You're the president of the United States. You don't know the reflective pond? Seriously? Reflection pool, baby boy. Come on, wake up.
I'm sorry, but this is just ridiculous. I
gotta pick something.
No, you're right. He should know what it's called. I think you're right.
Pond.
What he's doing at the White House is ridiculous. It is. We're going to continue to show it to you because it's also tone deaf. These are the things when the president has the opportunity to speak extemporaneously about what is on his mind. It is the paint that he apparently had time to hand select to paint the reflecting pool. And not that beef is up 16%, not the gas prices, not the war in Iran. He's rambling about random things when he's not rambling. He is closing his eyes for 10 seconds at 12:45 p.m. today during the maternal health meeting. Don't take my word for it. There's a video. They'll pull it back up at some point.
Well, and don't forget that he's busy slapping his name on everything. A banner outside of DOJ, a banner outside of USDA, the 2026 National Parks Pass, an America 250 commemorative coin. But Michael, really, it's the Golden Dawn in Doral, Florida that gets my goat.
Yeah, that little ditty.
Do they have a close-up? Because it looks quite thinner than the actual president.
So he had a whole bunch of preachers, I guess, down there to kind of bless this thing. This thing. This thing.
Oh my goodness! Is that from when he was
that's
the assassination attempt?
Yes, that's
oh
from
my
Butler.
Goodness!
That's from Butler.
Oh God.
So it's the whatever. But here's the part that I find the most offensive about all of it is that you had these preachers there, and they had to make it very clear that they weren't here to honor the fatted calf or to give homage to the idols of Donald Trump. But I just want to put on the screen for the preachers out there who did go down and bless this thing and be a part of this. 1 Corinthians 10:14, and for Donald Trump, that's the other Corinthian you don't know about. Therefore, my dear friends, flee from idolatry. It can't get any simpler than that. You're standing there praising a golden statue. Think about it.
There are lots of passages in the Bible that pastors say that they listen and read to.
All right, guys. So if you're just joining me, that's a little bit of that. But, we're... Mr. Trump has went ahead and memorialized himself down in Doral, Florida with his own golden statue and 15-foot tall one, $450,000 piece called, Don Colossus. And he's got more plans. So, that's what do you guys got to say? Over the top, well, to say the least. Unnecessary, to say the least. Melt it down, chop it down, to say the least. He's no idol. He is a failure. Of course, no one needs to be making a statue of him. Waste of money. How much did it cost? And who wants to praise a dummy? It cost $450,000. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. But I mean, that's the shenanigans coming from the Trump administration, and can't make this stuff up. So obviously, if you've been watching, we're going to move on. But if you've been watching, the U.S. immigration reports indicate that nearly 2 to 3 men were deported in 2025, did not have criminal records, and it's highlighting a shift in enforcement strategy. And they get how does the United States reconcile the issue? And it's tragic, and I'm gonna put that up. I'm gonna put it up on the chat for you guys. But the reports indicates that nearly 2/3 of the men deported did not have criminal records. We reported about that previously, and I think it's a tragic shame. And, it doesn't honor what America has to offer. This ICE failure has been an epic failure and one of the highlights of the Trump administration. So, we're going to have a full-fledged report about that on the evening show. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I wanted to let you guys know what's coming up. But it's coming. It's coming. Also, yesterday we talked a little bit about it, but I'm bringing it up again so you guys will understand that, while a lot of the shenanigans are going on, there is a glimmer of hope, a small glimmer of hope. The employment job growth, there was 115,000 new non-farm jobs added to the private sector jobs. And, we can look at that as well. Let's go ahead. I think we have a report to pull up about that. And, I think with everything else that's going on, we need some good news. So let's see if we can pull that report up. And then we'll share in the wealth of great news. But give us a second. Do we have that ready? Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The jobs market stayed resilient during April, according to the Labor Department. That's even as fuel prices squeeze businesses and employers. But a new survey also found high gas prices dragging down consumers' economic outlook. Karen Kafa has the latest from Washington.
Soaring fuel prices didn't stall employers from hiring in April as much as experts predicted. The Labor Department said the U.S. economy created 115,000 jobs last month, far exceeding economists' expectations of 65,000. Healthcare led the way with 37,000 jobs. Transportation and warehousing gained 30,000 and retail 22,000. The Trump administration describing the numbers as, quote, blockbuster. Some economists see a more tepid market that has government, manufacturing, and tech-related jobs down.
Basically, what we've got here is a continuation of companies not hiring, not firing workers. And that gives you a sort of okay-ish employment situation.
The labor participation rate, the percentage of people aged 16 and over either employed or actively seeking work, continued to slip, creating less of a threshold for the unemployment rate to stay steady at 4.3%. The number of part-time workers unable to find full-time roles ticked up.
Some of the numbers that are going to actually be powering consumer spending, which is 2/3 of GDP. That's our economic growth indicator. So those deeper numbers, things like underemployment, people struggling to get the amount of hours that they're working, those still looked negative.
Wage gains slowed again in April, and that growth could soon be outpaced by inflation. The University of Michigan on Friday said its latest reading of consumer sentiment dropped to a record low as the war in Iran keeps energy prices elevated.
And while the Labor Department says job growth last month outpaced expectations, some economists warn the report still shows a slowing trend in overall hiring, with the labor force participation rate continuing to ease.
All right, so if you're just joining us, we are looking at the unemployment rate and the job growth going into this next month. In April, there were great key indicators. So, if you folks were out there looking for employment, not unemployment, but looking for employment, there is some hope in all of the midst of the doom and gloom, and Mr. Trump is doing his thing to, most of us believe, undermine the American public. So that's that. If you guys have any questions, let us know. But I think it's a small hope in the midst of a very tumultuous, struggling time for the American public. All right. So what do you guys have to say, VIPs? What do you think before we get to the next segment, which is the editorial? What do you think? Do you think that the transparency has been there? And I want to talk about that in my editorial piece, and I want you guys to pay attention. But this is a change in what the government should be doing. So here's the thing. If you guys got anything to say, let's do it. But we are roughly about 21 minutes into the segment today. So I want to go ahead and do the editorial and just get right to it. On today's, just one. It's one thing for government to be responsible and maybe miss cues. We've seen that in the past, but when the government is totally irresponsible and misses every cue, that's not a government by the people and for the people. So today's editorial, I want you to clip this. Golden statues of radical transparency is where we're at now. For too long, the municipal building departments and budgets of America, development agreements of America have been obscured by bureaucratic hurdles. True accountability is not a gift, Mr. Trump. True accountability is not a gift, mega folks, but it is a right to bridge the gap between official narratives and community reality, which there definitely is a big divide. We must demand a new standard of radical transparency, right? It's the gold statutes of civic accountability is what we need, all right? Trump has his golden statutes, and what is ours? The golden statutes of civic accountability is what we're asking for. We must adhere to these non-negotiable standards, which is absolute disclosure. All government contracts must be posted to a public digital portal within 48 hours of signing. That's something that we should be doing at every level, even local government. The public shouldn't have to chase ghosts for information that belongs to them. Independent oversight. Our municipal audits must be conducted by third-party entities with no political ties. Accountability cannot exist in a vacuum of self-policing, clear communication. Financial reports must use plain language, and accountability has to be there. If a resident needs finance degree to understand what their taxes and where their taxes are going, then government has failed. Let's protect integrity, folks. Whistleblowers are encouraged. Citizens who care are encouraged, and they must be protected from retaliation. And a community that fears leadership is a community that's in decline. The power of record that is the most potent tool for any community, and it's a documented fact. Remember, I said that whether monetary financial audits are utilizing FOIA requests, the goal is to move from speculation to verification. We shouldn't have to be made to think about what government is doing. We should know every dollar accredited to a project belongs to a taxpayer. We must demand to see the return on investment in the form of community equity, right? That's our ROI. We need that in resolve. We need that in discipline. We need that in transparency. So today there's a new call for civic accountability, and there's a call for civic courage. It's not a marathon. This is a slow paced walk towards accountability. It's not a fast paced thing, It requires stamina. It requires the ability to analyze complex documents. And it also requires what? The courage to speak truth when it's inconvenient, right? The strength of our democracy throughout history has been measured by how much average citizens knows about how their city or their community or their government is run. And it's time, right? It's time to unlock the room, turn on the lights, let those doors open up the curtains, open up the blinds, let some fresh air and some sunlight in, and ensure that the people's business is done in the people's sight. So I'm saying that if this applies to your community, I'm telling you that. If this applies to where you stand, I'm telling you that. Let's get our government back in order. And for those who want to do the wrong thing, let's keep them. Let's hold them accountable. Let's keep the spotlight on them and shine it on them and glow in it at the same time and have them masking it, because the thing is, if they're doing the wrong thing, then people need to know that and ensure that the people's business is done in the people's sight. All right, y'all. So what have you guys got? I'm turning back to the VIP. Citizens who expose corruption should be protected, right? Just like we said, it's definitely a fact, and it's the truth. So that's it. I want to go ahead and basically just suggest that we're going to stay on the vanguard of truth. We're going to stay on the vanguard of the reality, because truth is everything, and we're going to speak truth to power at the same time. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and don't be out there building any gold statues to yourselves, okay? Because if I see it, I'm going to talk to you about it. Thanks for tuning in. All right, thanks, and I'll see you in the morning, same time, same channel. All right, that's my time, and I am out.